couple of weeks ago there, I was on Facebook, and one of those Facebook reels came up in my feed, and it involved a lady, and I use that word loosely, doing something with a pole and a bottle and her body, and the bottle was being used in a way that I imagine the bottle manufacturers never would have anticipated, never envisaged the use of a bottle in the way that this pole dancer was using it. So it came up on a Saturday morning, I think it was, in my Facebook feed or as a reel, and I made a complaint. I reported it basically to Facebook and said, look, this is inappropriate or whatever. But very shortly afterwards, like within, a matter of hours, a couple of hours in fact, they sent me a message to say that they had reviewed the reel and that it was not in breach of their policy. So it just stayed up. And I was thinking to myself, like, what sort of a policy would allow this on the likes of Facebook, where clearly the lady was engaging in something that one would have thought wasn't really for family viewing, and certainly wasn't something that should be viewed before the watershed. Maybe not viewed at all, quite frankly. But anyway, there's a case there reported yesterday or the day before in the newspapers, and I want to just check it there. It's to do with Instagram, and it's to do with the student being blackmailed. A student, he was told to make a payment to prevent nudes being sent to his social media followers. So basically this is a third level student, I think it was a young man, and he was being blackmailed by this account on Instagram. He contacted Meta, the parent company of Instagram, which also owns Facebook, and asked that it be taken down, that it was defamatory and that it was blackmailing and inappropriate and so on. And they didn't take it down. They left it up and said basically it's the same response that I got, that it wasn't in breach of their policy. However, the young man went to the High Court, sought an injunction, and now it has been taken down. The background to the case is the Instagram account had been posting fake and defamatory and altered sexualized images in an attempt to extort payment from a third level student. It has been disabled now. However, when the student made a complaint in the first instance to Meta, they looked into it and said it wasn't breach of the policy and was left up. And it left the young man with no choice but to go to the High Court to seek an injunction, which I believe is an appalling situation, because an awful lot of people do not have the resources to go to the High Court to seek an injunction. And for Meta to consider this account not to be in breach of their policy would give rise to serious questions about the policy, quite frankly. A&L Goodbody, solicitors for Meta, stated that the account complained of was being operated by an unnamed third party other than the account holder, arising out of an investigation that was commenced after they received the student's complaint last month. Meta's lawyers added the account had been temporarily suspended but later cleared after undergoing what the social media platform called a checkpoint. So in the first instance when he complained, the account was suspended but only temporarily and was then cleared. Following further investigation, Meta said it deemed that it was appropriate to disable the account. So in relation to the student's proceedings against it, aimed at preventing all image distribution in relation to the student, Meta said that legally it must be placed on notice of any specific unlawful content placed on its platforms. Counsel asked the court to adjourn proceedings for a week to allow his client fully consider Meta's response. So the judge, Mr. Justice O'Moore, consented to the adjournment. In his action, the student claims that his image, alongside one of male genitalia that are not his, had been sent by the account holder to various contacts and followers of his social media accounts. The student also says that he received a message from the account user, which he had connected with sometime earlier this year, thinking it might be somebody he knew, demanding that he pay them or else the account holder was going to send what were described as nudes to all his Instagram and Snapchat contacts. The student who did not pay his blackmailer claims he made a complaint to Meta about the posts in an attempt to have the material he has complained about him removed. However, he claims Meta has not taken any action in relation to the account, and in a response to the student said that the matters complained do not breach Instagram's community guidelines. So that's the same response I got. I got the response that the matter that I was complaining about did not breach Facebook's community guidelines. The student claims he's been defamed in the posts, and the sharing of the false images has caused his client great upset and distress. He's also reported the matter to the Garda, who are investigating his complaints. As I say, I just think it's appalling that a student, or anybody for that matter, has to go to the High Court to get an injunction to take down what any reasonable person would see as a breach of so-called community guidelines, either on Facebook or Instagram. Hope you find this video useful. If you do, would appreciate if you gave it the thumbs up down below. Thanks a lot.